Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Series 1 Asajj Ventress's Vex Starfighter. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the front, we've got Star Wars warning. Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Launch edition in that nice gold sticker. And Series 1, of course, I've been waiting a long time for this one to hit the clearance aisle at my Walmart. And then nice big blister showcasing the vehicle and the figure. And she fits inside of it. Micro Galaxy Squadron, Asajj Ventress's Vex Starfighter number 0011. Jazzwares 8 and up. On the bottom, symbols I'm not gonna learn, don't give it to babies. Warning, small fine legalese, made in China. Jazzwares, a barcode, a number, and some Disney print. And then I did forget to say, nice battle scene there going on the back of the front side of the card, or behind the blister rather. Star Wars, it can do this, and it can do this. And there it is as a hologram. And here it is as a clip and collect blueprint. I don't know why I want to keep saying connect. Anyway, there's some Arabash. Probably says this. Asajj Ventress's Vex Starfighter Light Armor Class. Here's the cross sale. These are the chase vehicles. Disney print, StarWars.com, Lucasfilm, Micro Galaxy Squadron. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure, vehicle, and flight stand. Sort of a flight stand. So anyway, here we have handy dandy tweezers so we can take a look at the figure. And I have to say, I like the colors on this pretty well. And it's enough that you know between the sculpt and the paint that you know this is Ventress. So just, you know, just a big old ball blob up here for the head. Got some red for the lightsabers, which is a weird choice because usually these figures don't have weapons in their hands, but we've got some paint here around the middle. We've got some paint here on the arms as well, and then down the middle of the skirt, and then pretty much the same stuff going on the back side. And again, overall, I like the look of this figure. I think they did a really good job on her for this size. As far as articulation goes, at the shoulders, 360 degrees worth of rotation. And then at the hips, approximately a 90-degree bend, maybe a little bit more in this case, to get her seated to drive the vehicle. Next up, we have the flight stand, and it's kind of a partial flight stand, I guess. So this one's a little bit unique. It's uniquely for this vehicle. So, got some, you know, a base here. It's got the stand on it. It's got these two posts, and I'll show you about those in a minute. It's got this little vent detail that all the stands seem to have. And just overall, it's kind of a cool looking piece and a cool looking shape. So, well, let's talk about the vehicle. And the canopy does open. There's not a whole lot going on in here. Like, there's some control panels here, all unpainted, and then the seat. You know, it has this shape of it, but not really a lot of details going on. But you know, then again, they've got some on here and a little bit on here on the inside of the canopy. So there's that. It's hinged up here. It's made out of translucent plastic. It does clip into place. It's not always the easiest to get open and closed. So while we've got that open again, we'll put Ventress on in the cockpit, and that's how she sits in there and just closes down. And it looks kind of funky when you look in there and see her with her lightsabers ignited. So got a little bit of a paint app going on right here, it looks like. Yeah, that's not a separate piece. So paint app, paint app, paint app. Same on the other side. And then not really anything going on the underside except for these two ports, which line up with the flight stand. And I say flight stand in quotations because it doesn't really fly like that. So I guess it's a display stand, not a flight stand. But there's that. And I guess this is a flight mode of sorts for the vehicle. So here we've got these colored translucent wing pieces, and they've got this paint app and this paint app on it. You can see the guns are on a C-clip right there, and they do articulate, and that's on the top and the bottom. But as far as full flight mode, the wings do extend out, and you can overextend them, so be careful when you're extending them out. So there's that. Remember, it did in the cartoon, it did all those crazy turns. Oh, there's something I didn't notice before. There's some paint apps there for the engines. So, and then it's got this, I don't know, solar sailor kind of look to it, like Count Dooku's personal ship. So, oops, there I go dropping stuff. So, there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure and the vehicle and the stand. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Micro Galaxy Squadron Asajj Ventress's Genevex Starfighter with the Micro Galaxy Squadron Obi-Wan Kenobi's Delta 7B Jedi Starfighter, and the Micro Galaxy Squadron Blind Box Count Dooku and Geonosian Speeder. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Asajj Ventress's Genevex Starfighter with the general release of the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Millennium Falcon. For final thoughts on the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Asajj Ventress's Genevex Starfighter, I have to say this is a weird vehicle. And I don't know, maybe it's just this particular toy of it, where the wings, I think the wings are supposed to fold down even more to where it can land without super long landing gears. Or maybe I just have it wrong. I don't know. But I think a big drawback to this vehicle is the fins, because they didn't give us a stand appropriate to display the figure or the vehicle in full flight mode. And that, you know, I don't really care for that. Now I like the fact that the guns on the tips of the wings are on C-clips so they can be articulated depending on where the wings are folded up at. And I really think the Ventress figure that comes with this looks really, really good. I really like that figure. And the fact that she has her lightsabers is cool, even though I don't know if you can kind of see it in the cockpit as it's coming around now. It does look kind of weird when you see her in the cockpit holding her lightsabers. So why they went that route with this figure, but none of the Jedi figures, at least none that I've seen or have, you know, have their lightsabers out. So I don't know. That's a weird one, but you know, the overall design of this is kind of cool. Where it kind of, how many times can I say kind of? I don't know. We'll see. But you know, it mimics some of the features of Count Dooku's Solar Sailor. So I think that's interesting in the fact that, you know, she's basically his apprentice, even though assassin is her official title. So, you know, I think that's cool. The fact that she uses, you know, the curved hilt lightsabers like Dooku does, but she has two and they join together. That's kind of cool too. I mean, just the character of Ventress. I've always kind of liked her character. So, and there I'll say kind of again. So, there is that. So, you know, overall, I guess, you know, this is cool. I wish the wings would have folded up more. But it is what it is for its... What did it have? One appearance in the Clone Wars Micro series. I don't think this appeared in the regular Clone Wars animated show. But I could be wrong. I could have just missed it. Or just not remember it. That's not unusual. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.